When I was growing up in California, there were two things that everyone assumed were good for you. There were, of course, others, spinach and oatmeal, for instance. But right now I'm thinking of sunshine and orange juice. When we lived at Ocean Park, I was sent out every morning to the beach, where I spent the day building roller coasters in the sand, complicated downhill tracks with tunnels and inclines upon which I rolled a small, hard rubber ball. Every day toward noon I fainted, because the sun was too much for me. When I fainted, I didn't fall down, but I couldn't see. There were flocks of black spots wherever I looked. I soon learned to find my way in that blindness to a hamburger stand where I'd ask for something to eat. Sitting in the shade, I'd come to. It took me much longer, about 35 years in fact, to learn that orange juice was not good for me either. In 1949, Merce Cunningham and I went to Europe on a Dutch boat. As we were approaching Rotterdam, the fog became so thick that landing was delayed. To expedite matters, the customs officials came aboard the boat. Passengers formed into lines and one by one were questioned. Merce Cunningham was in one line, I was in another. I smoke a great deal, whereas he doesn't smoke at all. However, he was taking 5 cartons of cigarettes into Europe for me, and I had that number myself. We were both traveling through Holland to Belgium and then France, and the customs regulations of all those countries varied with regard to cigarettes. For instance, you could at that time take 5 cartons per person into France, but only 2 per person into Holland. When I got to my customs officer, all of this was clear to both of us. Out of the goodness of his heart, he was reluctant to deprive me of my 3 extra cartons or to charge duty on them, but he found it difficult to find an excuse for letting me off. Finally, he said, "Are you going to go out of Holland backwards?" I said, "Yes." He was overjoyed. Then he said, "You can keep all the cigarettes. Have a good trip." I left the line and noticed that Merce Cunningham had just reached his customs officer and was having some trouble about the extra cartons. So I went over and told the official that Merce Cunningham was going to go out of Holland backwards. He was delighted. "Oh," he said, "in that case, there's no problem at all." Why did you hit him in the first place? I didn't. I only hit him when he hit me back.